You are listening to UrbanCityRadioStation.com. The facts, the understandings, the opinions expressed in this following content is not the opinions, facts, understandings, and views of Urban City Radio Station.com. No theatrics. No dramatics. No wild goose chases. No strange wind of doctrine. You are now involved in true study of the ancient definitions of Scripture. Stay tuned. Understanding the Bible.
Understanding the Bible. This is Ron Saxton. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me and Helena here on UrbanCityRadioStation.com. This is Understanding the Bible Radio in collaboration with Urban City Radio Station the Bible. I'm sorry, UrbanCityRadioStation.com. And that was Mr. Bronson Landrum with Hideout, making the Lord his hideout. We are continuing on in our study of Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah. Turn your Bibles there, get your devices ready. In fact, just in case you're not there, we're going to Jeremiah 12. Jeremiah 12 is where we're starting out today. This is part 3 of our study. In-depth definitions. I am going to be mentioning the definitions and the concordance numbers that you will be able to search on Google. In case you're taking notes, got a few people out there taking notes. Want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Grab your coffee, your tea, your drinks, your orange juices, your breakfasts, and let's study along. This is diligent study. Diligent study. I am not a minister. I am not a pastor. I am not a bishop or an apostle. I am just a servant of Christ, a servant of the true Jesus Christ, seeking and desiring and craving him, that his spirit be placed in me by the Father, that it may cry out to the Father and speak of the true Jesus Christ to you, them, myself, and her and him. So I don't care what you're doing, what you've been doing, what you've done in your mortal bodies, in your life, as long as you have not blasphemed, and I'm sure you haven't because you're here listening and you're following along, being diligent with UrbanCityRadioStation.com and Understanding the Bible Radio. Helena, how you doing?
I am wonderful, sir.
Excellent. Good to have you with us. A great thing for technology. We can be in 2 different cities, but be here together. We've got listeners all over the world. We want to thank you guys for joining us. If in fact you cannot stay, the study will be at the YouTube link, the YouTube radio. If you don't know what my link is, all you do is just go to YouTube and type in Understanding the Bible Radio, and you will get my channel there. There's over 400 plus studies continuing on and adding weekly, continuing on, showing on-screen definitions using blueletterbible.org. It will show us the definitions of the Hebrew, Aramaic, and Koine Greek. Are you ready to go in, Helena? Are you ready to go in and get it done?
Yes.
I am
Let's
too.
do it.
I am too. Good. Okay. 1 second to make a little adjustment here in your sound. All right, good deal. All right, verse 1 in Jeremiah 12. Verse 1 in Jeremiah 12. Oh, don't forget we do have the phone on 216-925-0142. If in fact you are looking to speak about and study together the Jeremiah here that we're talking about, Jeremiah. Okay, I'm not going to jump into any other topics. Jeremiah, if you want to talk about Christ, we can definitely do that. He takes precedence over all and everything. So verse 1 here, it states, "Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all the happy that deal very treacherously. Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root. They grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth, and far from their reins. But thou, O Lord, knowest me. Thou hast seen me, and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of the slaughter. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of the field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end. If thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? And if the land of peace, wherein thou trusteth, they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? For even thy brethren and thy house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved my soul into the hand of her enemies. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me. Therefore I have hated it. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion under foot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth it to heart. That's woof. Talking about them pastors. The spoilers are come upon all high places, through the wilderness. For the sword of the Lord shall devour from the one end of the land, even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace. They have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. They have put themselves to pain, but shall not profit. And they shall be ashamed of your revenues because of the fierce anger of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land, and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them, and will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn my ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they do not obey. I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord. Man. Well, here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I'm seeing. The Lord is talking about them that taught Israel and urged them into this spiritual adultery to worship their god Baal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about Israel, which includes Judah, because they are one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Talking about how he's going to do some damage. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever been hungry that's listening, but I have. I have been hungry before, and it's not a good feeling. You want to destroy some land, you want to let some crops grow. Man, you ain't got no food. He's saying it here. He's saying it again. But if you would turn to him. Now remember, we're talking about the Lord's relationship here. Covenant that was broken, divorced, he gave it up, and he still wants them to return to him. He's still calling out to them. This is what we've been studying all the way up to this point. He still wants them to come back. He's pleading with them to come back. He says, if you don't, I'm going to allow the Gentiles, these other heathen nations from the north, to come down, take care of you, not take care of you in a good way, get your toe up from the flow up. I'm going to send some calamities. I'm going to send sword, pestilence, famine. I'm going to send all this stuff because you're refusing me. You're refusing me. You won't come to me and let me teach you. You won't listen to me. You won't listen to my voice. You won't hearken to me. And this is a rough thing. To see Jeremiah being known before he was formed in the belly. He knew him, he said, before you were there, before you were in the womb, before you were in the womb. That's deep. That's serious. That's preconception. That's before conception. He knew him and he ordained him to be his prophet, true prophet, to speak to Israel these things because they refuse to turn to him. Take it over. Take it over, Helene. Just go ahead and just jump in there, man. Take it over.
Okay. I wanted to look up two words because these priests that have taught the people these things to worship and to Lord the Baal. I want to see if this word is going to reflect to these priests. Look up in verse 12, spoilers, the spoilers.
The spoilers are come upon all high places. Let's see what spoilers is. This is the H7703. You can jot that down. H7703. This is for spoilers. Let's see what we got. Let's hear the Hebrew. Where's my key? Oh, I got it blown up too much. Sorry. Bring it down. Here we go.
Strong's H7703. Shaddad. Shaddad.
Shaddad. I can do that one. The KJV translates it into the English as spoil, spoiler, waste, destroy, robbers. To deal violently with, despoil, devastate, ruin, destroy, spoil. To violently destroy, devastate, despoil, assail, devastator, despoiler. To be utterly ruined, to assault. To be devastated, to violently destroy, to be devastated. Strong says basically to be burly, figuratively powerful, passively impregnable. By implication, to ravage, dead, to ravage, dead. Destroy, oppress, robber, spoil, utterly lay waste. In the Hebrew lexicon, screen print is showing on the screen here the page from the true Hebrew Gesenius Hebrew Chaldee Lexicon. Order yours today. Get the hardback. Have it ready to read at any moment. All right. That's it. That's spoiler.
Okay. And can you look up Baal in verse 16?
Yeah, we looked at that before. In verse 16.
We did.
Yeah, we did. And that's all right. We can do it again. We just studying. We're just studying here what the Lord said to his prophet in regards to the relationship with Israel he's having right at this moment. H1168. H1168 here on the blueletterbible.org. Let's hear how it's pronounced. I don't think I even pronounce it right.
Strong's H1168. Baal.
Oh, Baal.
And the
Yeah, I don't.
Just below that, Baal. Baal.
I don't pronounce it right. Sorry. Baal. Okay. I'll remember a goat or something next time. Baal. KJV translates it. Yeah. KJV translates it Baal and Baalim. Baalim. Baalim, it says on the screen, Lord in lowercase l. Okay. A supreme male divinity of the Phoenicians or Canaanites. A Reubenite. The son of Jehiel and grandfather of Saul. Those are the other terms. But they mean Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, they mean Lord, though. Lord with a lowercase l. Someone of an authority. Because, the first one is supreme male divinity. That means that it's some type of god that the Phoenicians and the Canaanites. That's what I'm understanding. That's where this is falling at in this context, is the male divinity, supreme male divinity, which means a spirit or God or something that they are worshiping other than the true Lord God. A town of Simeon, probably identical to Baalath Bir. Those are the different definitions in the scripture and how it's used, just to let you guys know. And there's your screen print showing at the YouTube Understanding the Bible Radio. Okay, and that's it. That's the H1168 for Baal. So your spoiler and your Baal. What you got to comment on these two?
Well, basically, what I was trying to find something to back up the priest, the Anathoth priest. The priests who were actually teaching
the pastors.
Yes.
The pastors.
So in verse 10, it talks about the pastors.
Yeah.
And just like the pastors of today do the same thing. That's what they did back then, leading just flocks of people to worship this Baal.
Yeah.
And it's just really something to think about, because if you think about how all these people, how God just divorced them all. And I believe when in verse 7, I have forsaken my house.
Yeah.
I've left my heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. All because of they're all led to idolatry.
Yeah.
And they're worshiping in other chapters, they're worshiping more than just Baal. They're worshiping all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're being led astray by priests, by pastors,
to worship other gods.
When you looked up the word that said a male divinity, these leaders are the ones that's leading all the people right down this, and I would just say the wide road.
Yeah.
In the new covenant, we have the narrow road and the wide road.
Yeah.
The narrow road, not many find it. But all these people are just flocking to these leaders, and they're leading them astray, basically. That's what I get from here. I was just trying to find, through the definitions, if they were going to go back to the exact priesthood that was actually doing it, but it don't do it here. But it does it. It tells you simply, just in verse 10, many pastors have destroyed my vineyards.
Many of them.
Trodden my portion underfoot.
Yeah, and if you want to know,
that's all that was going to do. It was just going to say that what they were doing with they're still doing now, but
Yeah, yeah. While you were talking, if your mouth isn't right at the mic of your cell, make sure it is, because I
Oh,
think
okay.
when it got there, you got very clear, which is great.
Really?
Here's the pastor's definition. This is the H7462 pastor's definition.
Strong's H7462. Ra'ah. Ra'ah.
Ra'ah.
Yeah, ra'ah in the Hebrew. That's in the Hebrew language. Okay. KJV translates this one: feed, shepherd, pastor, herdman, keep, companion, broken, company, devour, eat, entreateth. These are the different ways that this is used and translated into the English from the Hebrew in the way that the Hebrews used it in the translation to our English language. Okay. The outline biblical usage definitions from the lexicon, the Chaldee Hebrew lexicon, is to pasture, tend, graze, feed, to tend, pasture, to shepherd, of ruler, teacher, of people is flock, shepherd, herdsman, to feed, graze, of cows, sheep, of idolater, Israel as flock, of idolater, Israel as flock. They were idolatrous, okay? And the pastors
Wow.
led them to do it, and the false prophets did too. Yes, this was going on way back then, before Christ. Yes, it was. Shepherd, shepherdess, to associate with, be a friend of, meaning probable. All right, to associate with, to be companions, to be a special friend, is what we all consider our pastors. Is that not true? Yes, I'm going to make Christ my pastor. All right. Strong's definition says a primitive root to tend a flock, pasture it, and transitively to graze, literal or figuratively. General rule, by extension, to associate with, as a friend, break, companion, keep company with, devour, eat up, evil, entreat, feed, use as a friend, make fellowship with, herdsman, keep, sheep, pastor, shearing house, shepherd, wander, waste. Okay, those are the definitions from Strong's Concordance, all right? And you got a screen print at blueletterbible.org for this definition of H7462. All right, so I want to comment on it. Currently, there are people that are hurt by pastors, people that are also abused by pastors, both male and female. I've heard stories by people in inner circles of pastors, bishops, apostles, whatever have you, and also have dealt with bishops, ministers, and pastors that do things that are not required by pastors and things of that nature. There have been friends that have heard popular people when the show lights are off, and they couldn't believe what they heard, and so therefore they turned away from. I'm glad they heard it, because they turned away from them, and they stopped following them, which is good, because there's only one pastor we need, and that's actually the Father. The Father's going to pastor us. He's going to lead us and feed us His Son. Because you can't come to Christ without the Father drawing you to His Son. And the Bible is not Him. And our works are not Him. And the law is not Him. And blessings is not Him. Good things happening is not Him. He is a being. Okay? And you need to crave Him and desire Him, that the Father can feed you His Son in you by Spirit. That's the bottom line. I've learned this. This is what I've learned. This is why I do this, and this is why I am not going to stop doing it. I'm going to speak Him. But we're just looking at what the Lord has done with His chosen people, the Hebrews, the true Hebrew Israelites, that's being spoken of here in our English language, King James Version Bible. So this is what has happened. He's tried to speak with them. They didn't want to hear Him. That's all the way back in Exodus. And they rebelled. They started worshiping other gods, mingling with heathens, and marrying their women. The heathens then taught them other ways to worship other different gods that is not their God, that brought them out of bondage, even to the point where they're throwing their kids in the fire. That's Jeremiah 7. We just saw that last week. They threw their kids in the fire to this other god, Baal. Okay? So if in fact that's the case, and they're not doing anything really good in regards to the Lord, they're not returning, they're not coming back, nothing. And they're throwing their kids in the fire. Okay? To other gods. What makes us think because of our skin color, or someone tells us that because we're black people, we're the chosen of God, and we're true Hebrew Israelites, and that's a great thing. Well, look at what they're doing. I mean, look at what they're doing. I'm not here to discredit them, because what they've done is proof right here showing on screen. What I am saying is that these people that are speaking these things based on your color gives you a racial mindset against another race that is not your race, which makes you racist, because you're already condemning them based on you're not accepted. Well, that person has a soul, and God the Father wants you to speak his son to them, because now the son has come. This is before the Lord came in flesh, and he wants you to speak his son, have his son revealed in you, and speak his son to them, that they may also accept. We have a prominent figure in our history, Malcolm X. Malcolm X, as we know, was a part of the Nation of Islam here in America, which is based off of race. If it wasn't, they wouldn't speak so much about white people all the time. They would just speak about God and his true purpose and will, which they don't. So Malcolm went to where they say their land is, their city, Mecca. Okay? And some people say it's Makkah. Okay? He went over there and found out that there were other races that were accepted into his religion, Islam. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, came back to America and told the truth about what he saw and experienced over there in Makkah. And what happened? We all know what happened. He was murdered. Well, here, look at what happened way before Malcolm X was born. We're going to find, as we study along, that the true Hebrew Israelites had true prophets, and they had true pastors, and they killed them and raised up amongst themselves false prophets and false pastors for them to be led astray away from the Lord. Truly, they did. After all the Lord has done for them, they did that. That's basically what we're looking at. Basically. And like I said last week, I can just see that the Lord is doing this because he's hurt. And he said that. We saw it in the last part last week. I am hurt, he said. You've hurt me. And now you gonna feel my pain. He didn't say that part. I'm adding that in. And so this is what we're seeing here. Anything else you got on this 12? Because I think it's all summed up here and what we went through. What else you got?
Not 12, but verse 8 and 9. I wanted you to see how the analogy is. It's really strong here. What you just said about, he's going to put it in verse 8. He's saying his heritage, which is his people, is like to him as a lion in the forest that's crying out against him.
Crieth out against me.
Lion is fierce.
Therefore
so
have
lion,
I
this
hated.
People is crying out against their own God.
Yes. Therefore,
their own authority.
And look, and that's what he says.
Wrong.
That's what he says. And therefore have I hated it. Now let's take a look at heritage. Because I know some thoughts in people's head. Heritage, which we translate as heritage. Let's see what the Hebrew has to say.
Strong's H 5159. Nachala. Nachala.
Heritage, the definition we translated that Hebrew word as inheritance, heritage, inherit, possession. The Hebrew Galsenius Chaldee lexicon outline says possession, property, inheritance, heritage, property, portion, share, inheritance, portion. That's what it says. It doesn't say anything about skin or race. It doesn't say that. Strong's definition states properly something inherited, abstractly occupancy, or concretely an heirloom, generally an estate, patrimony, or portion. Heritage, to inherit, inheritance, possession. There you go. That's what it says. It says nothing about ethnicity, nothing about race, skin color, none of that. That's the deal. And property. And verse 9. Verse 9, mine heritage, my inheritance, my property. You can take those definitions and stick them right there to heritage. Is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. He is hurt.
There's your pouncing on him.
He's hurt, man. He's hurt, and he's ready to bring the pain that he feels. What else you got on this chapter 12?
But those
I couldn't hear you.
You said that was okay.
Couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, your phone's messing up there.
Oh, Jesus. What about now?
Okay, now you good. You good.
Okay. Those last two verses, when you said, God is ready to give it to him, I saw that in verse 8 and 9 because, as that speckled bird, he's saying all the beasts of the field come devour. I mean, that was the same thing that Jeremiah was warning them against, when the Chaldeans came.
Yeah,
they came to devour. They got him.
He's the mouthpiece for the Lord, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And they have shown, okay, we went through that. We've went through that. Yeah. Again, yeah. Yeah. He's even going to use the people that they're going and running to. And he's going to bring them some pain for doing what they did with the children of Israel. Yeah. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Let's go to chapter 13. If something I missed, something you want to talk about, listen, just call in. We can do it. You don't have to give your name. Just call in 216-925-0142. On Skype, it's Understanding the Bible. Understanding the Bible. We're live right now. We're going to chapter 13. Verse 1, Thus saith the Lord unto me, Go and get thee a linen girdle, and put it upon thy loins, and put it not in the water. So I got a girdle according to the word of the Lord, and put it on my loins. And the word of the Lord came unto me the second time, saying, Take the girdle that thou hast got, which is upon thy loins, and arise, go to Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole of the rock. So I went and hid it by Euphrates, as the Lord commanded me. And it came to pass after many days that the Lord said unto me, Arise, go to Euphrates, and take the girdle from thence, which I commanded thee to hide there. Then I went to Euphrates, and digged, and took the girdle from the place where I had hid it. And behold, the girdle was marred. It was profitable for nothing. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Thus saith the Lord, After this manner I will mar the pride of Judah. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. And the great pride of Jerusalem. Wow. This evil people, which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart, and walk after other gods to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. Oh my goodness. Woo. For as the girdle cleaveth to the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah, saith the Lord, that they might be unto me for a people, for my name, and for a praise, and for a glory. But they would not hear. Therefore, thou shalt speak unto them this word. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, every bottle shall be filled with wine, and they shall say unto thee, do we not certainly know that every bottle shall be filled with wine? Then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will fill all the inhabitants of this land, even the kings that sit upon David's throne, and the priests, and the prophets, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with drunkenness. And I will dash them one against another, even the fathers and the sons together, saith the Lord. I will not pity, not spare, nor have mercy, but destroy them. Hear ye, and give ear. Be not proud, for the Lord hath spoken. Give glory to the Lord your God, because before he caused darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. And while ye look for light, he turn it into the shadow of death, and make it gross darkness. There again, he calls again for them to come back. He calls again. But if ye will not hear, there it is. If you will not hear it, my soul shall weep in secret places for your pride. Mine eye shall weep sore and run down with tears, because the Lord's flock is carried away captive. Say unto the king and to the queen, humble yourselves, sit down. For your principalities shall come down, even the crown of your glory. The cities of the south shall be shut up, and none shall be open them. Judah shall be carried away captive, all of it. It shall be wholly carried away captive. Lift up your eyes, and behold them that come from the north. Where is the flock that was given thee, thy beautiful flock? What wilt thou say when he shall punish thee? For thou hast taught them to be captains, and as chief. Over thee shall not sorrows take thee as a woman in travail. If thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thine iniquity are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels made bare. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good, that are accustomed to do evil. Therefore I will scatter them as the stubble that passes the way by the wind of the wilderness. This is thy lot, the portion of thy measures from me, saith the Lord, because thou hast forgotten me and trusted falsehood. Therefore will I discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame may appear. I have seen thine adulteries and thy nighings, the lewdness of thy whoredom, and thine abominations on the hills in the fields. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem! Wilt thou not be made clean? When shall it once be? Chapter 13. Chapter 13, Jeremiah. What you got?
I was looking at the analogy he was using here. Can you hear me?
Come up a little clearer. You're looking at the
Okay.
analogy? Mm-hmm.
Yes. When he compared the people, Israel that's coming against them in Judah, to a girdle belt or a girdle.
Yeah.
And it's interesting
Yeah.
that he sent Jeremiah on this trip to bury it, because his instructions was put on this belt and don't put it in water. Okay, so he sent them
Yeah.
out on this long journey to bury it, which is going to be in the water, and then sent them back to go get it. When he went to get it, it was no good. The
Yeah.
girdle was no good. And
Right.
see, and it's just, I think that's a very strong analogy, because, and it explains it here also, but just like that girdle was wrapped around his loins and
Mm-hmm.
around his waist,
Mm-hmm.
that's how close the Lord was to these people. That's how much he loved them.
Yeah.
He protected them. They was his property. That's his
Mm-hmm.
property, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
so now that girdle's no good. Now this people is no good.
Right.
You can't even wear it.
I'm gonna show. He says, "Look, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do." My goodness.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Y'all, you want to hurt me? You want to hurt me? I tell you, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna show. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna show you.
Mm.
That's off the chain. That's ridiculously off the chain there. This is the one that we're crying out to for blessings and for God to do stuff to. For this is the Lord. Okay? And this is what you got to know. This is what he's been saying to a people that will not hear him. They won't hearken to him. Why? I don't understand. Truly, I do not understand why.
And then verse 20 to 23, when you said why, here it says, can an Ethiopian change his skin, or a leopard his spots? Then may you also do good. Now here it's like, an Ethiopian can't change his skin, or a leopard his spots.
Right.
They have been so long in this iniquity. You can't change that.
Yes.
There's no way that you can change it.
That's right. That's right.
So they've been so long in this iniquity that it's they when they come against God, their own authority as a lion, as we saw in verse 12. They're totally turning their back. They don't want God.
Yeah.
They don't want to serve you. They rather serve the gods, the Baal, the Ashtaroth, and all of this.
Right.
And so here in 14 here, and when God said he will but destroy them, and I will dash one against another, even the fathers and the sons together, says the Lord, I will not pity. That's something there. I will not pity, nor spare, nor have mercy. Now, can you imagine a life without mercy? Now, we know that now here in the new covenant, as Christ is as our mediator. Grace and mercy is what helps us to live a Christian life. Grace and mercy. Now, to have no mercy at all, to have none of that, but destroy them, that I can't even imagine that.
Yeah. It's off the chain. It's off the chain.
It's like no words. Like, wow. And then it humbles you, because here we're studying about the relationship between God and his property, which was Israel and Judah, and how he loved them so much, and how they constantly fought against him, and how he constantly begged them to come back to him, and they refused.
Refused.
Now, see, that God, like you said, we're praying to the same God. Okay. That should humble you, because it's like, well, wait a minute. If he didn't spare these people back then for idolatry, are we not doing the same thing here today? idolatry. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
And yet people are still saying, God, bless me with this, give me that.
Yeah.
Money in the bank, houses,
Mm-hmm.
cars, whatever it is. Oh, I give all the glory to God, my Lord and Savior, standing on the stage, holding the idol in their hand on the Grammys. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we studying. I understand. I see it. I see what's happening. He's doing it. He's just describing more and more of what he's about to do. More and more. What else you got? What else you got? You got anything else on it you want to say?
Verse 18. Say unto the king and to the queen, humble yourselves, sit down, for your principality shall come down, even the crown of your glory. Oh, wow.
He's telling them again, humble yourself. See, he draws himself to the humble. He resisteth the proud.
Yeah.
What are you proud? I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm beautiful. I'm black and beautiful. I'm sexy. I'm this. Oh, I'm a woman of God. I'm. Humble yourself. Humble, so I can be near you. I mean, that's what he wants. He wants you to be humble, not boastful. He wants you to be humble. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just busted in there, didn't I? Go ahead.
No, that's good. So,
Take it.
Let's do 26 and 27, then we can do the next chapter. It says, therefore will I discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame may appear. Now, if you can imagine that is literal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that their shame may appear.
Yeah. Here's something. Now, here's the people want to talk about abomination. Oh, a lot of Christians out there, so-called Christians, it's putting out there on social medias and all this and all that, hiding behind social medias. Yeah, this is an abomination. That's an abomination. Saying whatever it is. That's an abomination unto God. Well, look at what's an abomination here. He says, I have seen thine adulteries. He's talking about the worships of other gods by the true Hebrew Israelites here. And thy nighings. The lewdness of thy whoredom. And thine abominations on the hills in the fields. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem. That is the children of Israel. That's the true Hebrew Israelites he's talking to there. Wilt thou not be made clean? When shall it once be? Once. He's saying, in other words, that last part there, he's saying you never were clean. When shall it once be? That what? You be clean? He's saying you ain't never been clean. You've been filthy the whole time. You won't listen to me. You won't let me clean you. So you're trying to clean yourself. And little do you know that law was made to bring you to me so I can clean you up, because forgiveness of sins is found in the Lord. That's where it is. It's not in the Bible. It's not in your works. It's in him forgiving you of your sin, your adulteries, your whoredoms, your abominations. That's why I say, whatever you've done and whatever you're doing, turn to him. Turn to him so he can clean you up from the inside, because that's why you're doing this stuff. Because your mind. They got your head. They got your he mentioned imaginations earlier. From your heart, which means your mind. The foundations of your mind, the deepest core of your mind. Let me clean you up, which is found in Hebrews 9:14. Christ purging you. Purging your conscience from dead works, which is sin. And the Father in Hebrews 13:20 and 21, working in you good works unto his will pleasing. Turn to him that this may be done. Jesus said both of them will be in you in John 14. Study it out. Study it out. I hear you want to say something. What you want to say? You want to say something?
Well, we got it.
That's it, man.
I was going to do 27. You did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They was never clean. Yep.
Never clean. never clean. And I'm supposed to be proud of being a Hebrew. I'm supposed to be proud of this. My ancestors, man, have made me want to run into a dark corner and never turn a light on, thinking about what they've done.
You touched on it because you said, but the thing is, the only way that they can become clean is to humble themselves and go back
and turn to
turn
Him.
back, turn
Crave
back.
Him.
Yes.
Crave Him, want Him, long for Him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what running to Him is, longing and craving. That's what it is. It's not running to a building for a pastor to give you some stories and tell you some stuff, make you feel good, and so you can give up some money. That's not what it is. God does want to bless you from the inside. That's what He wants to do. All their blessings they talk about is from the outside. He wants to start on the inside of you with His knowledge, His wisdom, His spirit of His Son. That's what He wants. But are you willing to come to Him? Are you willing to go beyond sanity and what the world calls sanity and be crazy and insane for Him, craving Him and longing day and night?
The thing is with that, God blessing you, your inner man is that when this body perish, you'll go on living forever in eternity with Him. The whole purpose here of the new covenant is that we know that this flesh, this body is going to die. This body is not permanent. It's temporary.
Oh, yeah.
Why glorify the temporary? He constantly saying in the new covenant, come out of the world. It's the same thing what they're doing here. The analogy is just, different in the new covenant, but it's the same. It's talking about the same thing. He wants to take your inner man, which is renewed in Christ, and you live in for eternity because this body is going to die. This body, the glory of the body is not going to be in eternity.
Yeah.
You're going to have two bodies, and you're going to either be one or two places. The whole point of
your phone messing up. But yeah, one or two places. Yep. That's right. Either with Him or not with Him in eternity. Yep. Which do you desire to be? Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm longing and craving to be with Him, that He used me. But yeah, keep it nice and loud and clear like you're doing. That sounds excellent.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful. All right. I mean, not too loud, but you sound great. Let's go to 14, because we're about to run into that new covenant, and you're going to see what it is. John 14, the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads, because the ground is chapped. There was no rain in the earth. The plowmen were ashamed. They covered their heads. Yea, the hind also calved in the field and forsook it, because there was no grass. And the wild asses did stand in the high places. They snuffed up the wind like dragons. Their eyes did fail, because there was no grass. O Lord, though our iniquities testify against us, do thou it for thy name's sake, for our backslidings are many. We have sinned against thee. O the hope of Israel, the Savior thereof in time of trouble. Why shouldest thou be as a stranger in the land, and as a wayfaring man, that turneth aside to tarry for a night? Why shouldest thou be as a man astonished, as a mighty man that cannot save? Yet thou, O Lord, art in the midst of us, and we are called by thy name. Leave us not. Thus saith the Lord unto this people, thus have they loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord doth not accept them. He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins.
Oh, wow.
Then said the Lord unto me, pray not for this people, for their good. When they fast, I will not hear their cry. And when they offer burnt offering and oblation, I will not accept them. But I will consume them by sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, the prophets say unto them, Ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine. Oh my gosh. But I will give you assured peace in this place. Then the Lord said unto me, my goodness, the prophet prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not, yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land by sword, and famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters. For I will pour out their wickedness upon them. Therefore thou shalt say this word unto them, let mine eyes run down with tears night and day, and let them not cease. For the virgin daughter of my people is broken with a great breach, with a very grievous blow. If I go forth into the field, then behold the slain with the sword. And if I enter into the city, then behold them that are sick with famine. Yea, both the prophet and the priest go about into a land that they know not. Hast thou utterly rejected Judah? Hath thy soul loathed Zion? Why hast thou smitten us, and there is no healing for us? We looked for peace, and there is no good, for the time of healing, and behold, trouble. We acknowledge, O Lord, our wickedness and the iniquity of our fathers, for we have sinned against thee. Do not abhor us for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of glory, of thy glory. Remember, break not thy covenant with us. Too late for that. Are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain? Or can the heavens give showers? Art not thou he, O Lord our God? Therefore we will wait upon thee, for thou hast made all these things. That's 14, Jeremiah 14, and we well, you get it together, Helena. I know you got something there. We're gonna have to do this disclaimer. Urban City Radio Station. .com. FCC regulations. Only take a few seconds, people. Take a sip, take a breather, take a think about it. Don't forget you can call me 216-925-0142. You can call me and Helena, both of us. We're here. Understanding the Bible Skype. Understanding the Bible, that's on Skype. 216-925-0142. Want to hear from you.
You are listening to Urban City Radio Station.com. The facts. the understandings, the opinions expressed in this following content is not the opinions, facts, understandings, and views of Urban City Radio Station.com.
I love it. I just love that little beginning. I just love it. Okay. All right. That's it. That's it. Jeremiah 14. Now let me ask you this, Alina, because I'm like reading this and I'm going, are they saying this yet, or is he saying that they're going to say these things? Lord, give us rain. We're sorry. You know, we're coming back. What do you understand? Is he saying this is what they're going to say, or is he saying that's what they're saying now?
That's what's going on. They are praying for rain. And so you know how like today, people most of the time
we got drought,
we don't go to God until we need something.
Right.
Until we start feeling it. Then the first thing we want to do is like, oh God, you know, this is going on. This is what they're doing. After all of that, what God has told them, and you see in the previous 2 chapters, they have turned their backs against God. This is a time of plenty. You know, they had a lot. They was just doing it up. You know, now there's a drought. God is coming against them now. There's a drought. And so they're praying for rain. Yeah. And so as you see here in verse 7, he's saying, they're saying, oh Lord, though our iniquities testify against us.
Is that verse 7?
They already knew.
Yeah, verse 7.
Do thou it for thy name's sake, for our backslidings are many. We have sinned against thee. So, you know, they're praying for rain, and even they're saying, even though we backslid against you, you know, for your name's sake, help us. Mm-hmm. But, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, we see over here in the last verses over here, you know, it's too late. You see what's going on. They're trying to come to God, and they're saying, okay, yes, God, we did all these things.
Yeah.
Here it is, you know. Yeah. You know, shame on us. Only because they need rain, it's because they need something. Yeah. It's not because they have actually in their heart turned. They haven't turned. They're just using them. Right. Like in the past, God has helped them when they cried out. But this time, it's too late. Because God, as you saw in chapter 3, He divorced them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. What else you got on it? Because, I mean, I'm seeing the same stuff from I'm seeing some things, and I'm going to get on. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. What else you got?
I was looking at verse 10 where it said, thus says the Lord unto the people, thus have they love to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore the Lord do not accept them. Mm-hmm. You know, He's not hearing their prayers.
Yeah.
Because they haven't turned to Him. Yeah. They like to wander. They like to wallow in their iniquity. That's basically what.
Right here. You know, before He was saying, I will remember your iniquities no more. I'll forget your sin. I'll forgive it. I'll forget it. I won't even remember it anymore. Just come back to me. But now He's saying, look, I'm going to visit your sins. I'm going to remember them. I'm going to hold on to them. I ain't going to forget. I'm not going to forget this. I'm not going to forget this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then He tells Jeremiah in verse 11, don't pray for them.
That's one of my points. For these people. Don't pray for them. That's what He's saying. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just let them go, Jeremiah. You're my prophet. You're my true prophet. Let them go. Let them go do their thing. Because I'm going to take care of these other ones that come in my name, which I want to hit on. I didn't send them. You know, He's telling, I didn't send them. They're lying in my name, by my authority. They're lying, bringing me into their lie.
And opposite.
You know, don't be mentioning me in your lie. You know how we do. No, Ron ain't done nothing. Ron ain't Ron don't put me in that. That's what He's saying. Don't put me in that mess. Now I done told you, by my prophet Jeremiah, it's going to be by the sword, by famine, by the pestilence. You about to get it. Oh, no. That's not going to happen. That's what the false prophet says. That's not going to happen. No, God's going to bless you. He's going to raise you up. He's going to build it. He's got something working in right now. He's got it going. God's going to do it. You just hold on. Listen, he's saying that's no. You're not coming to me. You're not coming to me. You just came there to get happy, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. That's what he's telling them. He's talking to Israel and Judah here. He's talking to them. And I see why why he's pointing out Judah, because he's saying Judah was worse than Israel. Back in chapter 3, they was worse than Israel, all of the other 12 tribes. Judah was. Crazy. These false prophets and these false priests. I didn't send them. I didn't command them. I didn't speak to them. They're telling you something. You know, you run into somebody. Do you what the word? What is the word? I need a word from God. You want somebody to tell you something good to make you feel good. Jeremiah the prophet is saying, listen, I'm telling you what the Lord is saying. Turn to him. Turn back. Okay, you don't want to turn back. Then he said, this is what's going to happen. This is what the deal is. Here it is. Bam.
And see, I'm glad you said that, because just like today, when people, do that, when somebody does stand up for the Lord and speak the truth, they don't receive it.
There it is. They don't want to hear that.
But when they listen to all these other people, pastor such and such, prophet this and that, prophesying all this stuff in their life, they take that and run with it. But they won't receive what somebody else done told them that was real, because it wasn't what they wanted to hear.
And
it wasn't what they wanted to hear.
Yeah, and the prophet and priest is looking for you to give them some money. They're looking for you to do it. Let's get to the special offering line, or they told the church beforehand when they visited the church, you got to pay me. This is my fee. This is my fee. I've done it. I've been there. I mean, I didn't go and tell them this is my fee, because I didn't speak in church. I only spoke in one church back in 2009, 2010. No, I'm sorry, 2013, 14. Spoke in one church. But that was it. It wasn't about no money, because I was bringing this. I was bringing the truth, the truth about it. Wasn't about that. But they are out there. I've been in the lines and given money, looking for a word from the Lord God. Looking for a word. Calling up people, looking for a word. Listening to ministries, looking for a word. God speak to me through them. Well, now God can speak to you by him, on his own self. He can do it. Are you willing to hear his voice? Long for it. Crave it. This is a personal thing. It's not about you going to church and going and falling down in front of the altar or whatever and getting happy and crying, getting goosebumps and loving the music, and the Lord spoke to you through the song and the dance. That's not what it is. No, God is trying to speak to you individually by the Spirit of his Son in you. Do you crave and desire? Are you desperate for it yet? If not, if you're not, and you want that desperation, he very well just may help you, because he predestined and foreordained. He knows. Not I don't. He does. But if there's something in you, you're hearing this right now, if there's something in you that you're longing for, you know what you're hearing is not right, it's just something wrong, something's missing, I'm telling you, what's missing is him. You need to turn to him and long and crave. Nobody has to know it. Go to him. Go to him. What you got? What else you got?
Let's talk about verse 15 and 16, because now he's going into what he's going to do to these false prophets.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord,
go ahead,
concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, by my authority, and I sent them not, yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. They're going to die.
Wow.
That's what he said. They're going to die. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then in 16 he said, and the people to whom they prophesied shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword. And they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them.
Yeah.
Now, that's strong there because, you know, you got these people that are false prophets.
Yeah.
And now the people are suffering over it. And then their own wives. He's saying here, like, you know, you're not going to have nowhere to run.
Yeah.
Either you're going to die by the sword or famine. You're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
And he's pointing out their very own wickedness upon them, so there's no escape. They're going to get it
out. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, even in verse 12, when he said, when they fast, he won't hear them. So even in this situation here in 15 and 16, they can pray and fast all they want.
All you
God
want.
said he's not going to hear their cry.
There you go. There you go. Now today, under new covenant, you don't want his son. You don't want that. I'm not hearing you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's by my son that I purposed the eternal purpose. Mm-hmm. Before this even happened,
I
purposed not hearing it in him.
This is void. That's this, what he's talking about, this is a void life.
That's it. It's a done deal.
Empty.
That's it. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Poor Israel. Poor tribes of Israel. Poor true Hebrew Israel. Poor, poor, poor. He ain't pitying them, though. He said he wasn't going to. I'm not going to pity you no more. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this bull. That's what he's saying. I'm sick of this bull. I'm sick of this dung that you're giving me. I'm not hearing you. Try to do my law and command. I'm not hearing you. It's made to bring you to my son. Galatians 3:24. The law is a schoolmaster to bring you unto Christ. That's what it's for. Now, if you don't want to come to him, keep trying to do it. And your very first thought, even a foolish thought that's in Proverbs, is sin. You broke the whole thing. Keep trying. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. This is serious, man. This is serious heartbreak here. He says that they were a wife unto him. He was a husband unto them, and the wife went out. Now, what if your mate cheated on you? What if your mate committed adultery on you? How would you feel? What would have happened in you? Watching Cheaters the other day. Cheaters, I was flicking through. I seen Cheaters. Let me see what's going on. Man, they found the wife at the park in the back seat of a car with another guy getting disrobed, doing the thing up. The husband took his truck, rammed the back of the car, and pushed the car into the lake.
Oh, wow.
Pushed the car in the lake.
Wow.
Didn't let it go all the way in, but he pushed it in. Man, you talking about scare? You talking about fear? I know they was afraid. What would you do? Man, there's people killing their mates. Due to messing around, and then turn around and kill themselves. I can't have you. Ain't nobody gonna have you. The Lord is hurt about this thing to his heart. It's on, man.
And to me, the most, you know,
you're messing up. You're messing up. I couldn't hear you. What you saying?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said the most powerful example is, you know, is with the generations of the 12 tribes of Israel. that actually saw his power
They
and
saw it.
rejected him.
They heard his
They
voice.
saw it.
Yes.
They experienced it. They lived through it. And they still rejected him as their God. I mean, that right there blows my mind. Ain't no man parting the Red Sea. Moses didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah. They heard it. They heard it. Oh, we having
And
a
then
problem.
all the stuff, all the plagues that Pharaoh went through, that God took him through to let them go. And God used his own words of his mouth against them. And so their firstborn were destroyed. I'm like, man. I mean, that alone right there, just seeing God's power, this big old cloud leading them to the Red Sea in the first place. I'm like, this was a generation of a people who was privileged. They were privileged.
Yeah, they sure
under
were.
God.
They were. They were. They were. They were. They were privileged unto God. They heard his voice. They saw the mighty works. They ate his food from his kitchen. They ate from him. Manna.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what they're doing. Stiff-necked people. Gainsaying people. It's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
Unsatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
It's on, man. We're going to 15. We're going to 15. Go ahead and get ready, y'all. Chapter 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out from my sight, and let them go forth. Now that's back in the time of Moses and Samuel. Okay? And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord: the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting, changing my mind. I'm not changing my mind no more. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways. Their widows are increased to me above the sand of the seas. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young men a spoiler at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly, and terrors upon the city. She that hath borne 7 languisheth. She hath given up the ghost. Her son is gone. S-U-N, her S-U-N is gone. Her son is gone down while it was yet day. She hath been ashamed and confounded, and the residue of them will I deliver to the sword before the enemies, saith the Lord. Woe is me, my mother, that hast borne me a man of strife, a man of contention. to the whole earth. I have neither lent on usury, nor men have lent to me usury, yet every one of them doth curse me. The Lord said, Verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. Shall iron break the northern iron and the steel? The substance of thy treasures will I give to the spoil without price. Free. You're going to give it to him, give it away free. And that all thy sins, even in thy borders. And I will make thee to pass with thine enemies into a land which thou knowest not. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, which shall burn upon you. Talking to the tribes of Israel, talking to Israel. O Lord, thou knowest, remember me and visit me, and revenge me of my persecutors. Take me not away in thy long suffering. Know that for thy sake I have suffered rebuke. Thy words were found, and I did eat them, and thy word was unto me the joy and rejoicing in my heart. For I am called by thy name, O Lord God of hosts. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of thy hand. For thou hast filled me with indignation. Why is my pain perpetual, and my wound incurable, which refuses to be healed? Wilt thou be altogether unto me as a liar, and as waters that fail? Therefore saith the Lord, if thou return, then will I bring thee again. And thou shalt stand before me, and if thou take forth the precious from the vial, thou shalt be my mouth. Let them return unto thee, but return not thou unto them. And I will make thee unto this people a fenced brazen wall, and then shall fight against thee. But they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee to save thee and to deliver thee, saith the Lord. And I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible. And again, I see him saying, listen, come back. I'll have mercy if you come back. I'll give provision if you come back. I will do this if you come back. I'll be there for you if you come back to me. I will return if you'll come back to me. That's what I'm seeing there in this one. What you got? Go ahead, Helena. I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
Right here, time.
I didn't understand.
Jeremiah has. You hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Here again, come back. Now the context here is not Israel coming back, because we know that they're not coming back.
Oh.
This is Jeremiah in verse 10. This is Jeremiah complaining.
Oh.
He's telling Jeremiah, come back. Now you see in verse 11. Verse 17, where he said, I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoice. I sat alone.
Let me
praying, talking to the Lord here.
Your phone's messing up. Let me read that. The Lord said, verily it shall be. Verse 11. The Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in time of evil, in the time of the affliction. Maybe that's 10. Woe is unto me and my mother that thou hast borne me a man. What verse are you looking at?
Well, all of it. This is Jeremiah complaining.
Okay.
He's saying that God has said these things, and here if you go to verse 17, where he's saying, I sat not. He's saying, I haven't been sitting in the assembly of mockers, nor did I rejoice with them. I sat alone because of your hand.
Okay.
Jeremiah was the prophet of God. He sit alone. What is he doing sitting alone? He's communing with the Lord. So in verse 19, well, let's go to 8. He said, why is my pain perpetual and my ruin incurable, which refuses to heal? Without me, I realize unto me as a liar and as water that failed. This is Jeremiah saying this, okay? And then here he's saying in 19, therefore thus saith the Lord, if thou return, then will I bring thee again. Return back to my work, back to being a prophet. Return back. You're complaining. You're going the wayward way, and we see that in the previous verse where the people were wayward.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah he's getting his focus off, and he's starting to complain. And so the Lord's telling him to come back. If thou return, then will I bring thee again, and thou shalt stand before me. Now
you're messing up. Your phone is messing up.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But Israel and Judah is not standing before him.
Mm-hmm.
He's forsaken and remember. This is Jeremiah, his prophet, he's dealing with.
Yeah. Okay. I had it wrong. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is he saying again? Yeah.
I mean, look at verse 22, you can see it says, and I made thee unto this people a thin brazen wall, and they shall fight against thee. And you see, that they did fight against Jeremiah. They chose to listen to the false prophets instead of Jeremiah.
They did. They did. That's why, there's some other prophets we'll get into too in the future. They didn't want to, Jonah. He didn't want to go talk to the people of Nineveh. They're going to kill me. And not to mention, you got the Hebrews here killing. They killed the prophets and the true prophets and true pastors sent by the Lord, so that they can raise up false pastors and preachers and priests and prophets unto them to say what they wanted to hear. That's kind of like what's going to happen at the end here, ain't it? Kind of like what's going to happen. What Jesus said is going to happen. They're going to heap unto themselves ministers. They're going to have itching ears, and ministers are going to be telling them what they want to hear. Same deal. It's off the chain, man. Chapter 16. Go ahead and turn over. Chapter 16. Don't forget, we're here. 216-925-0142. Got 30 minutes left. We're going to end it. End it out and see you next week. Don't forget Understanding the Bible Radio, YouTube, Facebook, Ron Saxton. Ron Saxton at Facebook. You can friend me, follow me. It's up to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's totally up to you. Jeremiah 16, verse 1. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. Okay? For thus saith the Lord, concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. And they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. Both the great and the small shall die in this land, and they shall be buried. Neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Wow, you see, you got self-cutting there, self-mutilation. Wow, we thought that was new. Nothing new under the sun. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them to eat and to drink. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth, the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. It shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast out of this land into a land that you know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will show you favor. Where I will not show you favor. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity, and their sin double. Because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in that in the day of affliction the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. I see. Okay, this is Jeremiah talking to the Lord. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know, I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know my name is the Lord. And that's the answer. That's the answer there. What do you got there? Am I misreading that there at the end? What you got, Helena? Hopefully your phone is all right.
Okay.
Your phone is going. Your phone is that phone messing up
Hear
on
me?
you. Yeah, it's messing
What?
up. Yeah, gotcha.
You got me? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me do the last verse. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm getting here is that, okay, starting from the beginning, you
Ah, your
know,
phone.
nobody is,
That phone.
okay,
Ah.
still right here? Okay,
Yeah.
here?
Yes. Yeah. Here. There.
Right
There you
there.
go. There
Okay,
you. Right
okay,
there.
I heard it, I heard it. I heard it. Oh, man, this connection is horrible. Okay, starting with the first 16. I understand why God said Jeremiah couldn't have a wife because they were all going to be destroyed. And you see that with the Chaldeans and the Medes and the Persians that all come and conquer Israel and Judah around this time.
Okay.
Um, Jeremiah is his mouthpiece, his prophet, because his people to tell them, to warn them to turn back. And then maybe he'll have mercy, but they never did. So, you know, they got the right.
That phone. You gone.
Had.
That phone is gone. Yep, it's terrible.
Read verse
It
10.
it's
Oh,
terrible.
my God. This is horrible.
It is. It is.
All this time, and we was doing good to
Yep.
now.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against thee, our God? It's going to come to pass. That's what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then they should say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, okay, and have walked after other gods and have served them and have worshipped them and have forsaken me and have not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. And behold, you walk every one after the imagination of your evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore I will cast you out of this land into a land that you know not, neither your fathers, and there shall serve other, and you shall serve other gods day and night, where I will show you favor. He says now he will show him favor. 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. Okay, so that's the difference there. The Egypt, you ain't going to say out of the land of Egypt, but out of the land of the north, because he's going to scatter them to another land. And from all the lands and the other lands, he had driven them. He drove them to. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they will hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways; they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. He's gonna pay it back. Talk about double portion, double for your troubles. Yeah, right. You didn't want to tell us this one, did you, Pastor? Because they have defiled my. But he's talking about the children of Israel here, people. Okay, because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance with carcasses of their desolate and abominable things. Now here at 19, I'm thinking this is Jeremiah. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the north, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. No. I think he's talking about still what they're going to say, what they're saying, what the people are going to be saying. Shall man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord. So yeah, I was wrong there. I thought maybe Jeremiah had stepped in, tried to smooth this thing out for him a little bit. But I believe he was. So go ahead. You say what now? This is how you understand
it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. When he talks about delivering them out of Egypt, and that he made that difference, and now it's going to be out of the north, okay. He's saying there that they thought they were in bondage. It's going to be so much more than Egypt.
It's going to be more, yeah.
When he delivered,
yeah. Yeah, you going again. You going again. I get it. I think I get where you're going though. Huh? I think. Oh man, you messed up. You messed up, girl. You all messed up there.
Oh.
Sorry, but I think I get where you're going. Because he's saying here, I'm gonna bring them out. I'm gonna bring them out of the land of the north, and which the ones that's gonna go there in that land is gonna be terrible. And I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna send you there. I'm gonna drive you to there so that you can know, so you can learn something, so you can think about some things, you can understand some stuff, make you want to turn back. See, he's doing it again. Make you want to turn back to me. Make you want to turn back. This is
they're gonna go through so much.
They're gonna go through so much.
When he delivered them.
Yeah.
They gonna know.
They're gonna know. That's what he's saying there. And this is so much. Now, this is the first covenant. This is not even the first covenant because he divorced him. But he's trying to get him back. He's trying to get him to come back. But there's a new covenant. There's a new covenant. And it's coming up real soon in our study. It's real soon. But you got to know what this true purpose is. You got to know under this new covenant. See, many say that Christ is just salvation. That's all. He's just he's the sacrificial part of the law. Well, how can that be? He's just sacrificial. Because he's the one that forgives sins. And not to mention, he says in Jeremiah 3:24 that this law that everybody's promoting that you got to do, that they're not doing. And God, his Father, has made it that way so that you come to his Son. Now, what do you think is more important? Do you think a commandment or a law that you write into law is more important than your child, than your begotten? No. Your begotten is more important than that law. And you probably would can construct that law if your son is purposed to have all authority and power by yourself because you have it all. He's purposed eternally by you.
Broke the law.
Yeah, they broke it. And everybody's broken it.
The law wasn't even important to him, to the people. The law wasn't important to them. Therefore, God wasn't important to them.
Right. And he's got a son, begotten, that he's purposed. Before he spoke him, he purposed that his son would be the one that had all power and authority and would govern the universe. And everyone had to come to him. Every soul has to come to him. And this is how you get the true purpose. This is how you understand it. He says in Romans 8:28, we know the one and we know, listen very closely to this. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Was the true Hebrew Israelites loving God? Were they? To them who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he, the Father, foreknew. He, the Father, also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, into which true Christians are transformed, is likeness not only to the heavenly body, but also to the most holy and blessed state of mind which Christ possesses. That Christ, he, would be firstborn among many brethren. Now that word image is the G1504 where I got that definition I just showed you on the screen. That's what that's how Romans 8:29 should read in the true definition, with the definition showing as it does in the Greek. This is how it should show. This is the Father's purpose for your human soul. How do you get it done? Well, you have to have Christ, the one that the true Hebrew Israelites only say is for part of the sacrificial law. No, he's much more than that. The Father made it. The Father made it that way. And Jesus says it here in John 6:44. Now, are we going to negate the New Testament, the new covenant? Are we going to negate that? He said, no man can come unto me. This is John 6:44. No man can come unto me except the Father draw him, and I will raise him up in the last day. It really should say, no man can come unto me except the Father drag him. He's dragging you by inward power. He's leading you. He's impelling you in your heart. That's what he's doing. He's calling you. That's the calling we saw in Romans 8:29. You can't come unto him unless that's happening. Once you come to him, the Father is going to do something in you. And let's take a look at a couple things there. Galatians 4:6. Now let's go here. Now, let's start at 5. To redeem them that were under the law. Are you under the law? That we might receive the adoption of sons. And because you are sons of God, God hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. That is what that Spirit of his Son is doing. It's crying out, Abba, Father. Now, stick with me, because once you get his Spirit in you, here is what starts to happen. How much more shall the blood of Christ through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God the Father purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? Huh? You see what's starting to happen? Christ in you, he said, to sent the Spirit of his Son in you, crying Abba, Father, and he's also, purging your conscience from dead works to give you for you to serve the living God. And look at this. This is what they don't want to tell us. Look at this. And now the God of peace that brought again from the dead our Lord Jesus, that's the Son, that great shepherd of the sheep, through the blood of the everlasting covenant. The covenant is in effect and it's everlasting right now. Make you perfect. The Father make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you that which is well pleasing in his sight, through who? Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. This is what you must understand under the new everlasting covenant. This is the final covenant. This is the final deal. This is not a second covenant and then there's a third covenant. No, this is the final deal. This is my blood of the new covenant, is what Jesus Christ said. Are you seeking and craving Christ? That's the key. That's so simple. I know it's scary. It feels like it's something you must do other than craving him and wanting and longing and crying out for him. That the Father bring you to him. And the Father gives you the Spirit of his Son. And that Spirit of his Son working in you, purging your conscience from dead works, writing his law in your heart, writing his Son in you, transforming your mind to the most holy and blessed state of mind which Christ possesses. That is the true purpose for your soul. Do you want it? That's the question. Do you want it? That's the main thing. That's what we need to know. That's what you need to ask yourself. Do you want it? Understanding the Bible here. Yeah. UrbanCityRadiostation.com. Understanding the Bible Radio at YouTube. Ron Saxton at Facebook. Understanding the Bible at Facebook. Ron Saxton. That's his UTB. Ron Saxton. That's Instagram. Yeah, right here on Skype. Understanding the Bible. Once we're done, you won't be able to call in, but hopefully you'll call in next week. We're back 12 noon next Sunday. Doing it again. Me and Helena getting it in, man. Doing diligent study for free. For free. There's no money to be paid here. None. Zero. Zilch. Keep it. In this world today, you're going to need it. Back next Sunday, 12 noon. Book of Jeremiah. We're studying it out. We're seeing what happened. We see the divorce of the first covenant. Huh? We see it. We see that there's coming a new one, though. It's coming a new one in our study. Be here. Share this with someone. Let them know that we're here. Let them know. Tell them that, hey, check this YouTube channel out. There's over 400 studies. Just like this one. Sorry about the little audio problems, but hey, it's cellular network, you know. It's cellular. Yeah. People have been looking for Helena. She's back. Back on the attack.
Hopefully the sound is better next time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have it together. We'll get it together and we'll get things rolling with it. But I want to thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. Like I said, share this, man. It's time to tell the truth, the true purpose. Crave Christ. Crave Him, that He be in you, to work in you to the Father's will pleasing. UrbanCityRadioStation.com. We want to thank you again. We'll see you soon. This has been Understanding the Bible.